What's up guys, T-Mart here, and today we are going to be talking about some new Call of Duty World War II information because believe it or not, we actually have some stuff to talk about. I feel like recently it's been super slow. Obviously, we had the multiplayer reveal and E3 and all the live streams and the gameplay and stuff like that, and that was crazy. It was exciting. It was our first time seeing the game, and then all of a sudden, it seemed like everything just kind of fell off a cliff. Like there was nothing else to talk about. And I feel like Activision and Sledgehammer are kind of gearing up for that big July 20th Zombies reveal coming up here in a couple of weeks at Comic-Con. And right around then, we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about, primarily about zombies. And then after that, there's nothing else. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, usually at E3, we at least get, like, a single-player kind of, like, demo, or, like, we see, you know, part of a mission or something like that. We didn't see that from E3, so they're really, like, I don't know. Like, I want to see more, but they've also kind of got us all on edge, so I feel like they're doing a good job with how they're releasing everything this year. So far, I've enjoyed it, but there is some new stuff to talk about today, primarily about the zombie side of things, which, like I said, the reveal is coming up here in a couple of weeks. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to let you guys know that I bought a few extra World War II beta codes, and I want to give them away to you guys. So, I was going on eBay, and I found some for pretty cheap, and I was going to buy some for myself and my friends, but then I was like, you know what? I'll buy a few extras so I can give away to you guys. So actually, I think I ended up ordering around 25. I'll give away 10 right now. If you guys are super into it, we can probably do more of that in the future. But if you guys want to enter to win those beta codes, they're for PS4 or Xbox One. Just check the first link down in the description. It's a Gleam giveaway. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. There are a couple of different entries you can do, like, you know, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to all 3 of my channels, follow me on Instagram, stuff like that. And it's nothing too crazy. It's for those people who already follow and support me. I want to give back to you guys. So a lot of you guys, I'm sure, already have all of those entries completed. You just have to go on there and click the buttons. It'll automatically apply those entries. But anyway, yeah, let's move into this video. Let's talk about what we've got going on. So, most of the information is going to be coming from Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey on Twitter. The other day, Glenn Schofield tweeted this picture right here, reminding us about the July 20th world reveal of the Zombies mode. So, obviously, this is Zombies related, and when I saw this, it was a little bit disturbing, I'm not gonna lie, but my first instinct, my first reaction was that it looked like some sort of a brain. And you can see up in the top corners, they've got those metal clamps that look like, I mean, if this is a head, if it's a skull, it looks like it's holding the skull open for them to be inserting or taking out or whatever the heck they're doing with that giant cylindrical metal thing that's in there. Like, I don't know, this is just, it's a really creepy, gross, weird picture. And I can't quite figure out what's going on with it. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to leave them down in the comments. But yeah, I originally thought it was a brain, and it turns out that that's relatively close. So somebody tweeted to Glenn to this picture. They said, "Is that a clamp ripping open a zombie brain or spine?" And Glenn replied, "You're getting close." So I didn't really consider it to be a spine, but I guess technically it could. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe this is some sort of, like, you know, there were rumors that, you know, Hitler was trying to develop a way to have a you know, zombie army to where when his German soldiers would fall, they'd be able to rise and be super soldiers and stuff like that. Maybe that's something to do with this. Maybe this was part of their research. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks pretty intense. If you guys have any ideas, like I said, leave comments down below. Now, some other people replied to this picture, and Glenn actually gave away a couple of little secrets. So somebody said, "Will it be good?" And Glenn replied, "Did you like the original Dead Space?" So this is something that we've been talking about ever since we first heard that Zombies was going to be coming to World War II, is that Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey were some of the original creators of Dead Space, which is one of the most highly regarded horror games of all time. So is this going to be very similar to Dead Space in terms of, like, the jump scare, scary, horrific, you know, part of the game? And it seems like it is. Like, he was kind of alluding to that there. He was saying, "Did you like Dead Space? Because if you did, you're going to like it here. It's going to be good." And then somebody else replied, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is it like Dead Space? And Schofield responded, "Zombies is its own thing, but with a similar sick, twisted vibe. The world is definitely in its own dark place. Very dark. Fun as hell, though." And then finally, last but not least, he had another 1 to 10 scale question where somebody was asking about how gory it was, and he responded with an 11. So hold on a second. We're talking about a Zombies teaser image. Think about the other teasers for Zombies we've had in the past. This one has a cracked open head showing brain matter. He's talking about how it's so dark that it's in its own world, and it's an 11 on the gore scale. and it's coming from ex-creators of Dead Space. Like, this is gonna be such an intense zombies experience this year. I'm really, really excited for it because I think for the first time, zombies is gonna be completely reinvented. And I talked about this a little bit in a previous video, so I don't wanna go too far into it, but I feel like Treyarch are the kings of zombies. And I know I'm not the only one that's saying that, but like, they came out with the zombies mode originally, they killed it, it's fantastic. They built this immaculate storyline that goes so deep that I don't even know half of it. It's absolutely insane. It's amazing what they've done. And then everybody else kind of copied off of that. Obviously, we had Extinction, which was, I don't know, it was unique, I liked it. It wasn't as good as zombies, but they tried to kind of branch away from it. And when that didn't work, everybody kind of went back to the same zombies formula. And that's what we've dealt with for years and years now. And I'm excited to finally have something a little bit different. I think this is going to be a lot less arcadey. I think it's going to be a lot darker, a lot scarier, a lot of blood, a lot of gore, all kinds of stuff like that. And it may even be different in the fact that it's not like an interactive puzzle. Like, the zombies maps now, you can treat them as just a survival type thing, but really, when you're talking about the Easter eggs and the power-ups and the linking everything and stuff like that, it's really a giant interactive puzzle that you have to figure out piece by piece, which is cool in its own right. And I totally get how people can get lost in that world, and I think it's so amazing what Treyarch and even, you know, Infinity Ward and stuff have created, but to me, like, it's almost hard to follow sometimes. Like, the reason why I don't post that many zombies videos is because, you know, like, if I don't 100% dive into every map and find out exactly how to complete the Easter egg and, you know, make sure I watch every intro and outro and stuff like that, it gets so complicated that it's hard to follow. So I think it's going to be cool to have this entirely new zombies experience with a new cast of characters and everything's new, but it's not as possibly focused on that, and it may be focused a little bit more on the survival horror aspect. Like, it might be more about trying to survive and trying to get to those high rounds rather than running around and putting together different pieces for some sort of special weapon or ability or, you know, something like that. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I can't wait to check it out. You guys can definitely expect some zombies gameplay on the channel this year from World War II. Now, let's talk about exactly what we can expect from the reveal coming up on the 20th. So, we don't have any official information from Activision or from Sledgehammer. They haven't really said much besides the fact that it's happening on that day. But if you check the Comic-Con website, it does have an official description. So the actual reveal, the show is starting at 11:45 a.m. Pacific time. I don't think I've seen that time zone anywhere else. So if you guys didn't know that, now you do. Feel free to mark your calendars. And it runs for 1 hour, so 11:45 to 12:45. And the description says, Call of Duty is returning to Comic-Con with a new dark chapter in the Call of Duty's fan-favorite Zombies cooperative mode. Get the first look at this new Zombies horror experience from the team at Sledgehammer Games as they bring their rich horror pedigree to zombies. Now notice, horror was highlighted multiple times in that sentence right there. Be the first to see the popular Zombies mode in all of its glory and meet the members of the Zombies dev team and some of the Hollywood cast of actors who will be surviving this year's Zombies horror. So of course we're gonna have some pretty high up actors in the mode. We'll have to wait and see who they are. And yeah, it should be pretty cool. So that's going down on the 20th. Very, very exciting. Just want to tell that to you guys. Now let's move into multiplayer. We actually have a couple of multiplayer confirmations from Michael Condrey over the past couple of days. A couple of really good ones and one really, really bad one, okay? So just be ready for it. So dogs, they're back. Dogs are going to be in multiplayer. That makes me really, really, really excited. You guys can see from this tweet right here, Michael Condrey said that he likes dogs. He didn't straight up officially confirm it, but he's alluding to the fact that dogs will be in the game in multiplayer as a score streak, which is cool. I wasn't sure if this was going to happen. I felt like the paratrooper score streak was very similar to dogs, as in it's like AI stuff that comes down on the ground and kills things for you. But I'm happy to see him come back. Release the hounds, go get him, Cujo. We're going to be able to call in some dogs this year. That's very, very exciting. Condrey had some more good news to share. He also confirmed that Last Stand is not going to be in this game. You guys can see here he said, when you're down, you stay down. So, I mean, that's good news. It doesn't surprise me at all, though. Like, when was the last time we had Last Stand in the game? It's been quite a while, and I feel like that's never, ever going to make a comeback. So, I don't know why people still ask about this and are still worried about this. I guess, you know bad dreams and flashbacks to old school Call of Duty. But I don't think we're ever going to see Last Stand in a Call of Duty game again. I think the devs have learned their lesson. So, that's good news. And then finally, last but not least, we're going to end this video on some bad news. And I'm sorry to inform you guys this. I don't think it's a game breaker, but it's definitely like, it's sad to hear. There's not going to be a theater mode in this year's game. And I don't know, man, like I'm kind of on the fence on this. I know in the past they have explained why theater mode can't be in some of the games because it does kind of mess with the networking a little bit. It takes up a lot of space. It takes up a lot of dev time. It's not something that's easy to include. And by not including it, I'm sure they freed up a lot more space and a lot more time to add in a lot more features into the game, which ultimately are probably more important. But at the same time, I love theater mode, man. Theater mode is really, really cool for montages. It's really, really cool for just straight up making, content, making YouTube videos and stuff like that. And it's just, it's hard, man. Like, I'm really sad not to see it return, although, I mean, I haven't really used it recently, so I don't know, like it sucks, but I don't think it's a game breaker, although this is honestly probably the most negative thing I've heard about the multiplayer so far. Like, this is the one thing that I'm actually a little bit upset about the multiplayer that I've seen so far, is the fact that they're not gonna have theater mode. So let me know what you guys think about that. For me personally, like I said, I don't think it's a game breaker. It's sad, but I think I'll live without it. So there you guys have it. That's the information we had to talk about today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out that giveaway I'm doing. First link down in the description. I'm going to catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.